My name is Irving Locker, and I was born in St. Paul, Minnesota. When I graduated high school, they were preparing for the invasion. The whole graduating class was drafted right out of high school. We graduated and got our draft papers immediately because they were preparing us for the invasion. So basically, we went into Fort Dix, New Jersey. Then we were transferred in to what they call a 90-millimeter gun. It was 9.5 tons each gun. The ammunition was 45 pounds, 3 feet tall, and weighed 45 pounds. We could shoot 30,000 feet into the air at a plane. We had the only ammunition that could go through the armor on a German tank. The officers would pick a particular spot on the map, and you had to get to that spot on the map, not knowing where and what. One of the biggest problems we had is the Germans, don't forget, every time we went 1 foot forward, we were pushing the Germans back. So what they did is they put everything that they could, every obstacle that they could imagine in front of us. Our biggest problem is we lived in the field because the guns that we had to shoot anti-aircraft, anti-tank, and artillery. When we went into the Battle of the Bulge, they had us surrounded on 3 sides, and we didn't have ammunition, we didn't have food, we didn't have anything. Had to send my own sergeant into our own mortuaries, where our own dead people were, and take the boots and the clothing off of them to bring back to us, because we dug through the snow and ice, dug a hole, but the water from the snow and ice came into the hole, and that's where you slept because you had no alternative. Let's talk about the fact that the Germans used anti-personnel bombs, which is very interesting. Now, people don't understand anti-personnel bombs. If you picture a 50-gallon drum filled with all the filings of their factories into that drum. Now, when they drop a bomb, it goes about 3 feet in and explodes up. What they did is they took the 50-gallon drums and put detonators, like a hand grenade, underneath, similar to a hand grenade, a detonator. So when it hit the ground, it went sideways. It went through our men, our trucks, our ammunition, whatever the hell it could. But we had a terrible time. We couldn't sleep in tents anymore. We couldn't do any of that. We had to dig a foxhole every single night with below zero weather and live through it. I am Jewish, and I could understand German because the Yiddish language is a derivative of German. So I became the procurement officer to that point, that I could go out and help my men with straw, with hay, so that they would fill the holes with that. All the different things, food, whatever I could take away from that is what I did. And at 19 years old, I was promoted to staff sergeant with 65 men under me. I was in control of 4 90-millimeter guns, ammunition, everything that went with it. I was promoted to a staff sergeant because I could help my men and bring life back in as best that I could, because my promise to them was to bring them home alive and well, and that's what I tried to do. We stopped at the Elbe River, and they had problems getting all the little towns together, getting them organized, because everybody wanted to be the Burgermeister. Being Jewish, I could understand it. And as a staff sergeant above, I went into this one little town, and basically it was 35 miles away from the Elbe River where we had stopped. When I walked in, there were 5 men there, and I had a Luger on my side and daggers on my side and everything else. And I sat down to listen, and all they were doing is the same as our own politicians today, accusing each other of being a collaborator and doing this and doing that. I told them that I was Jewish, which stopped them. And I told them unless I get this settled, I would blow their head off in 3 seconds without batting an eyelash. And because of that, I got it settled and I could leave. While I was in Berlin, I took this off a wall in Berlin and took it home with me, back to my men with it. And I had some of my men sign it. And because of that, because of this flag, people see it. I take it to all the schools and organizations, and it's their uncle, their grandfather, their this and that. So I have brought a lot of people back to their lives, and people write me letters that you brought my father back, you brought my grandfather back, different things. So I've been complimented up and down the line because of this.